In order to survive in the perilous jungle, the man leaned against a fallen dead tree. Build a solid wood cabin. The tall structure not only keeps you away from danger, it can also keep away from damp ground. Even at night, wild boars roam the surrounding area. He can also feel comfortable and at ease indoors. That day, Mark went alone into the depths of the jungle, originally intended for collecting fresh mushrooms. But unexpectedly, a fallen dead tree was discovered. Looking at these natural building materials, he immediately had the idea of rebuilding. The idea of a shelter. However, before construction began, first, you need to clear away the messy branches around you. Cut it all clean. Clear out a sufficiently spacious area. Then he brought over 2 thick logs. After comparing the placement position, cut a groove at one end to ensure the logs are firmly held in place when stacked. To make the connection more stable, he then drilled holes at the connection point. Hammer in the wooden nails to reinforce. Finally, wrap it with hemp rope a few more times. Double protection to prevent log displacement. The same method was used on the other side. After the logs were placed in place, another log needs to be laid horizontally, forming a stable triangular structure. With a general framework, the next step is to build upon this foundation. Continue placing logs on top, a platform for building shelters. Unconsciously, as darkness fell, Mark collected some firewood from the surrounding area. Light a bonfire in front of the door, used for heating. I also plan to use it to cook dinner. Fresh mushrooms can be found everywhere in the jungle. That's his main dish for tonight. As darkness completely fell, Mark was exhausted after a busy day. He dragged his heavy body. The most fulfilling day has come to an end. Early the next morning, a light drizzle began to fall from the sky. The damp air was mixed with the cold night. Mark was shivering from the cold. He quickly gathered some firewood from the vicinity, successfully ignited by the flame of the signal gun. As the body gradually regains warmth, he immediately got up, continued to improve the remaining parts of the platform. After the platform is built, the next step is to block the wind from the surrounding walls. He arranged the thick logs closely together, assembled into a sturdy wall. Ensure it can withstand wind and rain. But the sky didn't cooperate. We had just finished working for a short time. Then it started raining again. But in order to have a place to shelter from the wind and rain as soon as possible, Sir Mark dared not rest for a moment. Still working diligently on this matter, the bonfire in front of the door had burned bright red. He took potatoes out of his backpack. Wrap it carefully in aluminum foil. Roast in charcoal fire as today's lunch. Taking advantage of this gap, he turned around and secured the frame of the front door. One found a few more branches nearby. It is firmly fixed to the frame as a door frame. By the time I finished these tasks, the potatoes were almost done roasting. He squatted in front of the door. Enjoy this steaming hot lunch. The sky cleared up completely in the afternoon. The sunlight dispelled the dampness brought by the English. Mark continues to refine the strong remaining parts. He then came to a small earthen slope. I dug up some fine sand. Add water and stir to make clay. Carefully filled in the treehouse. Every crevice around. There are no gaps from bottom to top. Clay hardens after drying. It can effectively shield from wind and rain. It can also reduce heat loss from the room. When the gaps are almost blocked, the sky gradually darkened. Matt packed up his tools. I brewed myself a pot of hot tea. Sit by the campfire and drink slowly, feeling the tranquility after a day's work. The next day arrived in the blink of an eye. Mark got up early. First, conceal the remaining aspects of the treehouse's appearance. Then he began assembling the front door. Reed stalks were selected as the door panel material. Not only is it waterproof, it can also provide some insulation. With this door, I can sleep much more peacefully at night. Everything is ready. Mark set off again. Started gathering hay in the vicinity. Spread evenly in the room as a mattress, while preventing cold air from seeping in. It becomes soft and comfortable to lie on. Then he brought over stones. I planned to build a stove in front of the door. Convenient for daily heating and cooking. Considering the height difference between the treehouse and the ground, a reliable support system is needed for daily entry and exit. He also plans to use the remaining logs. Assemble a simple wooden staircase. To celebrate the successful completion of the treehouse, Mark took out the pre-marinated beef from his backpack. Cut into small pieces. Then string them together with branches. Slowly roast it over the campfire in front of the door. Roast the beef until the surface is caramelized and fragrant. When it sizzles and oozes oil, put it in a clay pot. Pour in the prepared side dishes. Wrap it tightly with tin foil. Heat it in the stove. Add a few potatoes as a staple food. After Bo had drunk his fill, Mark climbed back into the house. This brought the perfect day to a close.